Hello. Happy Tuesday. We're going to do a recap on last Thursday's Mystery Grape and Blind Tasting Benchmark region, which was Gamay from Beaujolais-Village. I was being very deliberate in kind of going towards Village versus just basic AOC Beaujolais and the Crus. Let me see if I can get this to a little work here. I'm going to do a little new trick here. See if I can add a photo. Which, don't think I can do that with that. All right, well, I tried with that. I thought I had like a little photo thing I could add for you guys, but apparently I can't do that too easily. So, or at least I thought I could. Still learning the Instagram live game. I had a photo of several of the different Beaujolais-Villages that previously showed up in the exam. And this was my light bulb moment of why I decided to go with this game the way I did, is of the last 15 years of exams that I was able to find what wines were featured for the D3 Wines of the World exam. The 7 times that Gamay, Beaujolais, was featured, 4 of those were the Village level. Only 2 of them were Crus, and 1 was a basic AOC Beaujolais. And so that was really kind of opened up my eyes, because when I think about what I myself as a wine geek and what I'm sure a lot of other wine geeks probably do is we probably taste just mostly the Crus. I mean, there's so many exciting things going on. You know, Moulin à Vent, Morgon, Fleury, lots of delicious wines coming out of Beaujolais now from the different Crus that are really killer prices. What I'd like you guys to do, and what I hope this game kind of encourages, is to go and revisit some of the Beaujolais-Village wines, because there's this little bit of a middle ground niche that they hit, and that is fairly distinctive in a blind tasting. A couple of the producers that I had in my little picture that I couldn't show easily here is Louis Jadot. That one shows up on exams. That's a producer that's very solid, and they don't do any carbonic maceration. So if you have that stereotype in your mind thinking of bubblegum, that's not going to be the Louis Jadot. But yet, that is a type of wine that the examiners would choose on it. But let's go do the clue review from Thursday. So, clue 1, fresh red cherries. Clue 2, raspberries. Clue 3, red plums. So, across the board, red fruit. So, what you want to be thinking about is, what is that telling you about climate influences? It's telling you that we probably have a more moderate to cooler climate, which fits Beaujolais. There's no blue fruits. There's no dark fruits. There's no jammy, raisin, overripe kind of components. These are fresh red fruits. So in a blind tasting, instead of jumping immediately to grape and to region, think about what these clues are telling you. Clue 4, I was being a little cheeky, I think, with giving it away a bit. But I had a picture of a Thanksgiving turkey and stuffing, and I told you in the clue to focus on the herbs that you'd use for turkey and stuffing. Well, in the U.S., November here, we celebrate Thanksgiving, and Gamay and the various incarnations of Beaujolais, from Beaujolais Nouveau to the Crus, are really, really popular food pairings. So I was being a little cheeky there. But I did want you to think about those savory herbs, because that is a trait of Gamay that pops up in Beaujolais. So think about those herbs that if you're making a turkey, making stuffing, your sage, your thyme, a little bit of rosemary too with the floral notes. You know, those are things that could pop up at the Village level and then certainly up into the Cru level. Clue 5 was peonies, red flower. So particularly with the carbonic element of it, very lifted floral aromatics pop up. You know, we often want to jump to the banana and bubblegum with carbonics, but there's other influences that you see, particularly like in the semi-carbonics. It tends to show up more with the bright, vivid color and those floral notes that pop up. So think of lifted red florals. And then clue 6, which is always a little bit of my giveaway clue, kirsch, which is a cherry liqueur. For those that aren't too familiar with kirsch, you know, think a little bit of candied cherries. That's another way of thinking of it. It's a sweeter element of cherry, and that is something that tends to pop up with carbonic on it. And then the other clues I mentioned, bubblegum, banana, pear drop. But I find more often in Beaujolais-Village, it tends to be more of the kirsch versus your bubblegum which you often see in Nouveau or the basic Beaujolais. So again, kind of keep that distinction in mind. Structure clues, medium purple. Some wines will kind of look a little ruby and then have a purple tinge. But for exams, you can't go ruby with purple. You got to choose one or the other. And often with Gamay, there's enough blue in it to merit calling it purple. Medium intensity. So this should have gotten you thinking a little bit. If you're honing in on Gamay, this is where you start saying, okay, what type of Gamay? What type of Beaujolais? I just put straight medium intensity. So that probably would cause you to doubt that it was one of the Crus. Because with Crus, you're going to expect more medium plus, even pronounced intensity, because there's some outstanding examples of Cru Beaujolais out there. So medium, I was trying to kind of lower your expectations. So think more to the Village or basic Beaujolais. Medium plus to high acidity. Light to medium soft tannins. This is another area where you might start doubting the Crus, because Crus can be more tannic. They usually see more oak. They're going a little bit more for a heftier, age-worthy style. So medium plus tannins for a Cru is very common. You wouldn't see light tannins often with a Cru Beaujolais, but you would see light to medium tannins with the Beaujolais-Village. Medium alcohol. Good to very good. And now this context clues was the first one where you could probably start ruling out basic Beaujolais, because typically you're expecting good to very good with Beaujolais-Village. Basic Beaujolais, you would find more the acceptable examples, acceptable to good. This is your cafe wine, quaff, drown it by the carafe. With Beaujolais-Village, that is a supper wine. It's a weekday supper. It might not be the Sunday roast supper wine. That might be what you'd save the Cru for. But for a nice Wednesday night pizza, Beaujolais-Village works great with that. And then also with Crus, you expect up to astounding quality. And then price point, I put inexpensive to mid. So that would fit obviously with basic Beaujolais. Beaujolais-Village is what we're going for here. That fits perfectly. Crus, you would expect some premium price, because lower production, more oak, more cost in winemaking. You're going to have a little bit higher price. So that was it for Beaujolais-Village. Again, my encouragement is don't skip over it. If you're studying for your wine exams, yes, there's plenty of great Crus. You probably want to drink a lot of the Crus. Try to at least nab a bottle of like the Louis Jadot Beaujolais-Village, just to kind of get that in your tasting memory bank. I'm going to do today's game coming up here soon. I'm going to get that started on the geeky variety, so a little bit more obscure grape. There will not be a mystery grape on Thursday because I am going on holiday. And in fact, I'm going to use today's game to be a grape from the place I am going to holiday for. So a little bit added twist there. And I'll be gone for a couple weeks. So we're going to have mystery grape on vacation until November 25th, Thursday, November 25th. I'll bring it back for that. But Noelle will be here. She'll be doing different things. So still keep an eye out. We just launched our site, ElevageWineCoaching.com, which you guys can go and check out. We already have our webinars listed for December that we're going to do. And we're going to have a lot more fun stuff on the website. And through there, you can book both Noelle and I for private coaching, because that is really kind of the heart of what we do. We have a lot of fun here on Instagram, do our games. But our goal is to help wine students in whatever exam that you're studying for, or just want to learn more about wine. We offer private, individual coaching sessions. If there's an area that you struggle with, like, man, you really want to know more about soils and how that connects to the wine. Germany gives you panic attacks. You don't know anything about sherry or Tokai. We can help you. We can do targeted, 1 hour sessions, tutoring to get you up to the level that you want to be on that. So check out our site, ElevageWineCoaching.com, and let us know what you think about it. See you guys in a bit. Take care.